Welcome to my 7th lesson. In this lesson you will see some conversational words. In this lesson I will cover words or phrases related to agreeing, seeking agreement, disagreeing, connecting two nouns and addressing teachers and doctors. We saw that we can take a normal statement, add a ka to the end and turn it into a question. Similarly, we can add a yo to that normal sentence statement and convert it into an exclamatory sentence. Yo is actually equivalent of the exclamatory mark. Koreba jam desyo. Koreba jam desyo. I have been examining a bottle of some gooey substance and discover it to be jam. I am surprised and say, this is jam. So, Koreva jam desyo. Then I look up the newspaper, I find my photograph there, and I'm surprised. It's me. Watashi desyo. Watashi desyo. Now, there's a kid who has done some first-hand maths. He comes up with his arithmetic lessons. He shows it to me. He has actually written 1 plus 2 is equal to 4. 1 plus 2 should be 3, whereas he has written it as 1 plus 2 is equal to 4. It's a very simple thing, but I am surprised that he made a mistake like that. So, I say it's not so. So deva arimasen yo. So deva arimasen yo. It's not so. It's not like that. So, that's the way to use the exclamatory word yo. Another common conversational word is ne. They add it to the end of a sentence, just as add-on. This is to solicit agreement to the statement they make. It's equivalent to asking, isn't it? Let us say, Atsui desu ne. Atsui desu ne. Atsui means hot. It's a hot weather, so the person is saying it's very hot. So he is not just saying it's hot, he is asking the other person, isn't it so? He is asking for his agreement, reinforcement of his opinion by the other person with his opinion. Similarly, you can say, Samui desu ne. Samui means cold. So it's very cold. Samui desu ne. Samui desu ne means it's cold, isn't it? So this ne is a way of adding a question, isn't it, and seeking reinforcement. So when the other person asked, it's hot, isn't it? You want to agree. So how do you do that? You say, so des. It is so. You agree and say, it is so. You can also say, so desu ne, which means you agree and you also are inquiring the other man whether he is agreeing with you. This is just a figure of speech. Suppose you want to disagree, you say, so deva arimasen. You can say, so deva arimasen. It means it is not so. Deva arimasen is the negative of des. It's also expressed sometimes as ja arimasen. Ja is used as an equivalent to deva in many situations. Now let's look at some words which are used as joiners. Words such as and, or, etc. Before that, I will also introduce some alternate words for the words you and I. We saw that anata means you and watashi means I. There is another word for anata, which is kimi, said to be a little more intimate, so I don't expect that to be used in business conversation. Boku is the alternate word for I. Often Japanese do use boku to refer to themselves, so that may be necessary for us to understand what they are saying. Now let's look at this and. Anata to watashi. Anata to watashi. The to stands for and. The list is complete when you use to. Hon ya kasa. Hon ya kasa. Hon means a book. Kasa means umbrella. The ya means and also. Hon ya kasa means book and also umbrella. there is a sense of this list being a little incomplete. It is book, umbrella, and many other things also, but book and umbrella are just being mentioned for emphasis. It's almost like saying book, umbrella, etc. Now, let's go to R. Indojin ka Chugokujin. Indojin is Indian person. Chugokujin is Chinese person. Indian or Chinese. So how do you say that? Indojin ka Chugokujin. Ka means R. To, ya and ka. Visa and or etc. Now let's look at a joiner for two nouns where one noun is actually qualifying the other noun. For example, we say my pen, your umbrella, where the pen and umbrella are qualified as my pen and your umbrella. The ownership is indicated. Similarly, when you say Japanese language teacher, the teacher is qualified by saying what that he teaches. Then you can say wine, but then wine can be from many places. You say French wine, or when you talk of cheese, you talk of Swiss cheese. So this French and Swiss are here qualifiers for the wine and cheese respectively. So that's what we are going to see here. The word used for this is no. Watashi no pen. Watashi no pen. My pen. Anata no kasa. Your umbrella. Nihongo no sensei. Japanese language teacher or Japanese teacher or teacher of Japanese language. Furansu no wine. French wine. The no is actually used as equivalent to the apostrophe yes to connect two nouns. In an earlier lesson, we saw the word san is used to refer to Mr., Mrs., etc. We have a similar word, sensei, which is used for doctors and teachers. It connotes more respect. Sensei also means teacher. Sato sensei wa isha desu. Mr. Sato is a doctor. Is actually equivalent to Dr. Sato. I shouldn't be saying Mr. Sato at all. I should be saying Dr. Sato. Isha means doctor. Mohan sensei wa eigo no sensei desu. Mr. Mohan is a teacher of English language. Again, I shouldn't be using Mr. Mohan. I should be saying Professor Mohan. Professor Mohan is the teacher of English language. Eigo is English language. Sensei is teacher. Sensei is for professor as well as to refer to teacher. San is always used after a name. It's never used for directly addressing somebody. You don't say, San, please have a look at this. You only say, Kishi-san, have a look at it, etc. Whereas you can say, Sensei, please have a look at it. It's very much possible. Sensei can be a direct way of addressing, whereas San is never a direct way of addressing. That's one difference. San is also never used for one's own name and one's own family members. It's always used only for others. In this lesson, we learnt about 18 more phrases. First we saw yo, which is an exclamatory mark. Jamu, which is actually an English name, jam. Deva Rimasan, opposite of this. Ne, to ask, isn't it so? Atsui, to refer to hot weather. Samui, to refer to cold weather. So this, to agree. Kimi is the intimate you. Boku is for I. No is apostrophe S. Kasa is the umbrella. Sensei is professor, doctor, teacher. Nihongo, Japanese language. Eigo, English language. Furansu, France. Waino, wine. Isha, doctor. So these are the new phrases we learned. So that brings us to the end of this 7th lesson. Omedetou gozaimasu. Congratulations. You are doing very well. Gambatta kudasai. You now know about 70 phrases. Be proud of it.